Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric, and if there was ever a video game series that deserved a lot more love than what you usually hear about, it is the SteamWorld series. I personally enjoyed playing SteamWorld Heist 1 and 2. I mean, those were games that were so great that I sat down and played both of them completely in one sitting. So when I found out SteamWorld Quest was coming out, I was like, wow. This seemed really ambitious. This is something that was different than most of the other SteamWorld games. This was more ambitious. This was bigger. Image and Form has made some great games, but this was actually probably their most expensive game to date, the most ambitious, the biggest. This was a full-fledged RPG game set in the SteamWorld universe, and since it was coming out for the Nintendo Switch, and I'm such a Nintendo fanboy, I decided, hey, I'm gonna see if this game is worth sinking your teeth into. So today's video, guys, is all about SteamWorld Quest. If you are brand new to the channel, feel free to throw a subscription, and let's go ahead and begin the video, shall we? So SteamWorld Quest, as I mentioned, Image and Form's latest entry into the beloved SteamWorld series. Now, I feel SteamWorld games just do not get enough love. Yeah, they're appreciated, they're considered some of the best, and they're becoming more and more popular, but, you know, I barely see anything covered with some of these games when they come out, and this game is actually coming out tomorrow. And there hasn't really been much in way of hype for this. It is a timed Switch exclusive, actually. So this is actually on Nintendo Switch, and I believe PC and nothing else as of right now. Eventually, it'll probably get ported over, but one of the big reasons why I was so hyped for this is that they were showing support with Nintendo, bringing it to the Nintendo Switch for a limited time. With that said, let's get pricing right out of the way. It is higher priced than previous SteamWorld games. I think it's like $24.99, which is about $5 more than what the other games cost in the past. And rest assured, with Image and Form SteamWorld series, there usually is a huge amount of quality behind them. These are some of the best and most interesting games I've ever played, and SteamWorld Quest is no different. Now, it is a turn-based RPG, so you explore interconnected rooms. It's almost kind of like a Mario and Luigi or a Paper Mario type of game in its presentation, because it's like a 3D environment with 2D characters that you can interchange from that are all unique. They have different abilities and different powers and stuff like that. The maps have a lot of secrets. There's multiple paths, exploration elements, things like that. The enemies that you encounter are actually on the map in real time as well, so you can go behind them and catch them off guard with an attack. So that reminded me a lot of how Paper Mario series and other similar RPGs perform. And you know, the SteamWorld series have always had such a unique, whimsical kind of vibe to them. They're very creative as far as personalities go, and you got to factor in the fact that it's very interesting that they do this steampunk type of look with robots that kind of have quirky personalities and stuff. When you read the narrative, there is a lot of reading in this game. Not much in way of voice acting. I don't want to reveal too much with the timeline. They specifically requested that we leave a surprise for people that are fans of the series, so you can see where placement is of this game with the rest of the SteamWorld universe and stuff. But I will say the narrative, the story, everything about it is hilarious. If you like SteamWorld's games in the past, you thought they were, you know, very interesting to read and stuff like that, all of that quirkiness, all that personality is back in this game. And it translates even over to like the enemies and the boss fights and the battles and everything like that. The basic gameplay mechanic that makes this game unique is that the encounters, if you encounter any enemies, turn into a card-based battle game. Now, me personally, I'm not really into card-based battle games. I really don't like them, but this one actually simplified it a little bit. I would even say this game makes it easy for non-RPG players to get into an RPG game, if that makes any sense. You know, for example, you get a deck of cards handed to you, depending how many people you get in your party, because you do encounter characters that could join up your party as to what kind of cards you have. Each character is assigned to a certain color, like for example, there's a red character, a blue character, a green character, and so forth. Each one has different abilities. Like the main character has the red cards, they're more based with like a sword fighting and fire. Then you have a character that does more magic based with water and things like that. Power character that has, you know, power abilities and stuff, but they can also give you some shield and defense. So you got to kind of strategize with, you know, your timing and stuff. You're able to draw 3 cards at a time to do a round. So you can pick any 3 cards and draw them, and it will follow in that sequence of order, and also depending on your enemy's attacks as well. The main catch is you have a thing called steam pressure, which is kind of like your, I guess your attack points or your PP or whatever, and not this PP, but your attack points for your RPG battle. The idea is to build them up. You know, you start with smaller attacks, and if you use smaller attacks and you build up, it allows you to use higher powered cards because you build steam pressure. So you got to kind of strategize. Well, you know, do you focus first, get some attack power, some strength, some defense first, and then heal up, and then use a big, you know, final attack? Sure. Now, the other thing is there's chain combos as well. If you manage to use the same color for all 3 cards, your character will earn a bonus attack or maneuver or some kind of thing like that, to where it'll even aid you even better. So the strategy is match up your cards the best way you can. Get a chain combo. You can even withdraw 2 cards every round to see if maybe you'll get a better card drawn. Now, the thing with the decks is each character is only allowed 8 cards. And there's a ton of cards. There's hundreds of cards in this game. When you explore, you find more. You can even buy some. You can even craft some with materials you find. So there's a lot of content here, especially for the battling. And it's very robust. Even though it's simple to pick up and play and understand, there's a lot of abilities and a lot of stuff that go just into the battles. And I found that actually really impressive. They did it again, you know, the overworld elements and the exploring and everything. Not so much open world as I would have liked. Sure, it's a little bit too linear, but the battles are juicy. And this is coming from a guy who really did not like card games again. And, you know, the crafting is actually really interesting because you have to kind of plan out your decks, and you're only allowed 8 cards. So sometimes you find yourself relying on a certain amount of cards that draw, like, you know, the weaker ones, because you have to build that steam pressure and stuff. So it is really interesting how they developed all this and stuff. So I really liked the card battling system. This is a pretty low-key RPG. You're not asking in terms of like huge cutscenes or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about frame rate issues or performance issues when it comes to SteamWorld games, because at their bare minimum, they're basic 2D games that have charming graphics and gameplay mechanics that are real nostalgic yet fun, and the way that they do everything and twist everything is great. So this game overall was a blast for me to play. I actually really enjoyed it, and it translated over well from what they usually do with the SteamWorld games to something different, to an RPG type of game. And this is something that I would definitely like to see them build upon. I would like to see a SteamWorld Quest 2 or some kind of other series that goes out of the element and everything, because Image and Form did a great job doing the SteamWorld series as an RPG and doing a battle system like this, because they could have just did real-time battling and make it like an action-adventure game, but they really went out of their element to do this, and I gotta applaud them. Kudos for this. There's so much more that I would like to get into, but again, I don't want to spoil the story, but there is a ton of more characters that you do unlock and stuff. There's a ton more cards, there's crafting, there's so much to it that meets the eye. $24.99 is a little bit steep of a price for a digital only title. I will predict, just like some of their other titles eventually got physical copies, they probably will make a physical version of this eventually. So if you kind of want to wait on that, maybe, I'm not guaranteeing it, go ahead, but I will say that this is good enough of a game to warrant the price. It is digital only as of right now. It was a lot more fun than I anticipated. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of time, good time with it. The atmosphere, the music, the characters, the personality, everything about it. SteamWorld did it again. Image and Form did it again. SteamWorld Quest is a must check out for me. If I was to rank it on the 8-Bit Eric game grading scale, I would give SteamWorld Quest a solid 8.5 out of 10 because it went above and beyond what I thought it would be. So guys, that's it for the review for today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching as always. Remember, if you're brand new, don't forget to throw a subscription, like, dislike the video, and comment down below. Let me know what you think about these SteamWorld games. Have you tried SteamWorld Quest yet? If you're watching this video, you know, it's coming out $24.99 in the eShop. Thanks a lot as always, guys, for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Have a great and powerful day. Consider supporting 8-Bit Eric on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description.